next question is around, I mean, we've mentioned it a few times, biotech and advanced therapies. And I think there's a lot of people out there that are transitioning from their roles in regulatory affairs from small molecules to biotech, and then potentially from small molecules to ATMPs or biotech to ATMPs. And I suppose my question is, what would, you've done that transition. What would you say is your advice for people, tips for people that are doing the same or planning to do the same in the future?
It's very hard to actually give tips perspective. Many of the things that we've learned from biologics, monoclonal antibody developments and things of that nature, we now retrospectively apply them back into small molecules. So the concepts of quality by design and manufacture and the linkages between the materials, the processes, and the product, the actual linkages to things which impact safety and efficacy has always been important to us, but never to the level that we see today. The understanding that you have to have when you move to ATMP is the importance of the fundamentals, the importance of high quality, the importance of control, the importance of things such as control strategy, the importance of materials and concepts. And people get very scared of very large words, the meanings, the definitions, etc. I don't think you should ever be scared of those. Those are things you can always learn. You can pick them up. You can understand what a stem cell is. You can understand what stemness is. You can understand what viral vectors are, etc. That's not things you can't actually get to grips with. What you must always remember is those fundamental linkages of what you're trying to strive within ATMPs, for example, within cell and gene therapy, and the early importance of setting good boundaries, good set systems, good quality systems, good material controls from as early as possible within systems. There's an educated waiting. For example, when we go from small molecules, one would argue on a small molecule, it's very rarely that anything will fail due to a CMC issue. The dossier is primarily around about, in weightings, around about 15% CMC. And the rest is non-clinical, around about 25% and about 60% clinical. So that's the weighting of emphasis is all on the clinical data. When we move up to larger molecules like monoclonal antibodies, the weighting changes somewhat. So you would argue that you're up to around 25% CMC, 25% non-clinical, and 50% on the clinical. The big jump is when you get to ATMPs and cell and gene therapy, where basically the weighting becomes 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, because the importance of understandings on the chemistry and manufacture and linkage to immunogenicity, etc., is absolutely critical. The suitability in the disease state, the diseased human, etc., is critical to understand. The mechanism of action, the mechanistic understanding, the biodistribution is critical to understand. And so they're all equal. And that importance of putting the right teams together, the right emphasis, starting the right process together at the right time, that's a different mindset. And you have to be able to jump that mindset.